shows taught me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.
Are you ready to slay another day? So are we. Welcome back to Shit 90 Shows Taught Me. I'm Jess Sterling, here with my co-host, Sarah Humphrey. Sarah, how are you?
Oh boy, Jess. I'm good. There's some crazy shit happening on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I am bamboozled. I am surprised. I was not expecting the news that we received this episode, but I will say I'm very much into it. This
Yeah.
episode was really, really good. I'm really, really into it.
Yeah, this was
So-
definitely a lore episode. Like we're furthering the season 5 story this episode, which I enjoyed.
If this is lore heavy, then call me a girl who's a slut for lore. Who knew? Because I loved it. I loved this episode. I mean, there is parts of it where I'm like, ooh, like people are being a little bit annoying, but like Buffy Summers finally remembered that she's like Buffy motherfucking Summers this episode. And I love that energy from her. It is so good. When she is tapped in, she's like fully jacked in, I guess some would say. So I was loving it. Yeah. Loving.
Yeah, so we're talking season 5 episode 12 Checkpoint. And really interesting to get the Watchers back, and not just the Watchers but Quentin himself, who we've seen previously. All because of Glory. Like, Glory is such a big bad, such a villain, that they're like, we got to get the Watchers back involved. This is as a result of Giles going to England. Now Quentin and his posse are coming into town because they have news about Glory. I love the Scoobies meeting at the top of the episode about this, and like Buffy's very nervous about it. Tara doesn't understand. She thought British people were nice. Dawn stair listening again.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry, because just so much stuff in this one little scene. Number one, yes, Dawn is stair listening again. Buffy is very aware that Dawn is stair listening and very concerned about it. I think like this was like the moment, like the first half of the the episode, I was like, ooh, Buffy's like still being kind of annoying. But then the second half of the season, I'm like, ooh, I love Buffy again. So, but this was, I'm like, yeah, she's a stair listener.
Now she's aware of it, is the thing. So now Buffy is finally catching on that Dawn is a stair listener. And it's like, you could see the cogs turning of like, what else has she overheard? And then of course we get the little snippet later of Dawn being like, I know more than you think I know.
Yeah, but like a true younger sibling, it's like they don't know shit. Like they're like talking out their ass about how much they know. Because like she says that she knows shit, but she doesn't know all the shit. So anyway, I wanted to know specifically, do you think that all British people are nice and gentle?
No.
That's, yeah. Yeah. Who are you thinking about right now?
I don't get where Tara is coming from, is the thing. Because like, I don't think that like a stereotypical British person is like known for their kindness. Like, they can, I feel like they're more known for being like a bit more aloof and like standoffish. Not that British people I've encountered are like that, but mostly like that is the stereotype. So I have no idea, unless literally Tara is only thinking of Giles.
I think that that's truly what it is. Like she's probably like, oh, this is the first British person that I've ever met, and he's kind and gentle. But I mean, the I am pretty close to a British person, my coworker for the last like 8 years, Barney, and I like Barney's is very, I wouldn't say he's gentle, but he's very, very nice. He could be gentle, but like that's also weird to say about my coworker. I don't know, like it's like but he loves the goss. Like that's the one thing. He loves the goss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where she got this from, especially these British people. These Watchers are a-holes. Like, they're the worst. Lest we forget, they've nearly killed Buffy more than one time. And so they are coming into town. I feel like we should just stick with the Watcher stuff because then we'll have like the Glory stuff kind of, meets up with it at a certain point, and obviously the Spike stuff.
Mhm.
So Quentin is back. He's a complete dickhole, and basically he comes in with his posse, and he like immediately is like picking up things at the store, kicking out all of the customers, and basically being like, "Listen, bitch, I'm going to shut down your store. Like, I want to fully review Buffy and basically give her a report card. I want to interview these civilians that she has fighting with her. And if you don't let me, not only am I going to shut down Giles's store, but I'm going to have him deported because I'm rich and red tape and bureaucracy."
Okay, well, my perspective is mostly the same, but kind of different. I think it's about time that somebody audited the magic box because, quite honestly, there are a lot of dangerous artifacts, and the fact that they're just like lying about for anybody to possibly pocket or like multiple ingredients for disastrous things like giant ass snakes, and if you buy two of them together and there's no sort of like
Mm-hmm.
prompt on a screen or whatever to say like, hey, if you buy these two things together, then bad things can happen. The shop needed to be audited, to be honest with you. It's too powerful in there in order to have no checks and balances. Anya
Mm-hmm.
could do a good job being checks and balances, but she's a little bit too focused on the money, which we love that about her. She is a fiscal queen.
Yeah,
She
it's not her responsibility to be like, "Oh, this thing
uh,
can melt human eyeballs." Like,
it,
that's on Giles for
yeah.
sure.
Well, I don't think Giles is very knowledgeable in that type of stuff. That is the issue. So
Yeah.
I feel as though like it needed to be audited. And like honestly, we probably should close the shop while these people are here because once again, you never know who is listening. Like there are number one, like Glory just walked right in and bought some stuff,
Sure.
and
Sure.
you never know who's working for who. So
But the thing
maybe
is they could have done this in when the
yeah,
store was
yeah.
closed. Like, they
Mhm,
really
yeah,
are just like coming in and being like, "Look at my dick. I'm going to swing it around and tell you what to do." And the
yeah.
thing is Giles doesn't work for them anymore. Buffy
No,
doesn't work for them
no.
anymore. So they are just coming in and acting like they're the gods in the situation. Like,
Mhm,
they want
mhm.
everyone to bow down to them. And it takes Buffy some time to really be like, "You know what? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, I'm actually the one with the power. You need me because without me, you don't have any powers. Like, your jobs are meaningless."
Yeah.
And it's just, so it takes her a minute to get to that point. But in the meantime, she's really stuck because obviously she's not going to let Giles get deported. So she has to kind of go through with this bullshit, like, again, test, basically a second test with them, where first they want to do a like a big interview with all this quote unquote civilians in the crew, and Anya pretending that
Oh
she was
my
born on the
god.
4th of July
Oh
was
my god,
so
this was
funny.
her Anya throughout the entire like episode was absolutely incredible. She is so fucking funny. I can't I forget what like her whole spiel was. She's like, my name is Anya Christina Emanuela Jenkins, 20 years old, born on the 4th of July. And like what she said, and don't think that like I haven't heard all the jokes about it. She was
Yeah.
just so funny all episode. I love it. She is truly our little patriot. And I love I like there like that whole thing at the end where she was like, "Oh my god, Willow's a demon?" Like that
Yeah.
was so funny. Like Anya was like this is like another reason why this is like such a good episode besides like the twist is like Anya was just so fucking funny throughout the entire episode. It was so good.
Yeah, because she's terrified, as she should be, that like these watchers aren't going to take kindly to an ex-demon, right? Like a 1,000-year-old ex-demon. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could make some comparisons to our like current administration in terms of like getting people out of the country that they don't like. This feels like she should be worried. She is in danger being around the Watchers. And one of my favorites was when she finds out who they are when they're in the shop. She's immediately like, I'll be in the back. Like, see you
She's like,
later.
shop's closed. Money's done for the day. I'll be in the back. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you later. So that was really funny. We're getting like a lot of like back and forth. So then we have Willow and Tara being interrogated together. And at first, I really thought that they were acting like they were just going to be friends. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. But then they did say, oh no, we're girlfriends. We're in love. We're lovers. We're lesbian, gay type lovers. And then they talk about both of them being witches. And this guy is like, oh, like what level witch are you?
This was so
And
funny too.
yeah, I love Willow being like, oh, obviously high proficiency, like very high level. And Tara just says 5. And then
5.
she looks at Willow and like shrugs, like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
On
And
a
I'm like,
scale from what to what? Like, is a 5 even a good? If we're like, is it like
if it's out of 10, probably not. Like it's
Well,
pretty middle
if
of the
it's is
road.
it out of 100? Like, I don't know. Like, what level can you be?
Yeah, and apparently you have to be registered to be a
Well-
practicing witch, which they're not. Like all this bureaucracy, no one ever told us about any of this. And yet we don't have a union. Like tell me, explain it. Explain how the Slayer has no salary and there is no union.
Well, I don't know, but once again, I mean, maybe this is not good news, but for the safety purposes, I don't think it's a bad idea for us to register our dangerous weapons,
Well, here's
like
the thing.
magics.
Yeah. Because on one hand, I agree with you, right? Like on one hand, I very much agree that like we need to be keeping track of like people performing magic, especially when it's like high level and dangerous, because we've
Mhm.
seen Willow is obviously not a high proficiency witch. In fact, she like
Yeah.
pretty much sucks at magic. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, because Rat Amy is still a rat, lest we forget. But here's the thing. Also, it feels like once it's a way to track people
Well,
and be
yeah.
like, oh, we can then burn them at the stake. It's
Well,
like,
I mean, is this like not like it's either like X-Men and like we don't want to register us as mutants because then they can like take
persecute
us, or is it more so like we should probably register our guns because if there's a shooting and a gun is found, or
Right.
like if there's a big magic disaster,
Explosion, yeah.
like this is like, and maybe this is exactly the point of that X-Men movie.
It probably is.
Yeah.
And so like that whole thing was very funny, them kind of realizing like, oh yeah, we are witches, but like we haven't done any of the like formal stuff. And obviously like Xander like putting his foot in his mouth a little bit in terms of like, oh, she saved me a bunch of times, and he's like, but I am capable on my own, and all of that happening. And then I don't understand how they got Spike's number. I don't understand. Like, if I'm Buffy, I'm not being like, oh, and by the way, also involved on my crime fighting squad is a literal vampire. And that kind of hates me and talks shit to me constantly. How did they get his number?
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm sure that they have eyes everywhere. I'm sure that they were uber aware of who Buffy spends her time with, who she fights with, where she goes. Like, I'm sure she knows everything about Riley, everything about Angel, everything about Faith, everything about Joyce. Like, I'm sure that she is tracked on a level that none of the characters are aware of, and has been the entire time, just because who she is. Even though she quit the Watchers Council or whatever, it doesn't mean that they weren't still keeping tabs on her. I thought that they were just going to replace her. Apparently that's not possible. Like, she is truly
they have to kill her. They literally have to kill her.
She is the one Slayer. So they have been sitting around for a year now doing absolutely nothing. So I'm sure that they've been tracking everything that they're doing. So and I'm sure they follow each and every one of them. They're asking these questions. I'm positive they know that Anya's a demon. I'm positive that they know that Willow and Tara are witches who are romantically involved. Like,
it almost felt like because I almost think the opposite, because it felt like when Buffy quit and Giles was fired, they were kind of like, okay, whatever, like we're going to go back to doing more important businessy things. Like we'll occupy our time with other stuff.
Like what?
And then literally nothing. They're rich people who get paid to do nothing.
Why
But
do
how
you
many,
think that
like,
the
there's so
Watchers are
many,
rich? Like, where do you get this from?
they
Is it
just look
because
rich.
it's just because they're British and they have a fancy accent? So you're putting
They look rich. But the thing
what are you
is,
talking about? They look rich.
they just look rich. Like, they wear rich people suits and stuff. Like, they're on a council. Like, councils of people feel rich. Anyway, the point is that I feel like they were kind of like, oh, whatever's happening over in the US doesn't pertain to us. Like, it's in California. Obviously, we're not hearing rumblings. So Buffy is keeping the vampire population under control. I feel like once Giles travels to Britain and says, there's this bitch Glory, what's up with her? They're like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Now we got real bad shit happening. We actually need to get up off our asses and do something about it. Now we'll travel to California. So I feel like they've been pretty far removed from like actually knowing what is going on with Buffy. Like, if I had to guess how they got Spike's number, it's either like, again, maybe someone slipped and said his name. I don't know. But like, Spike straight up is like, I feel like we have been riding a line, at least in my opinion, right? Like, I am interested in the Spike Buffy of it all. And we have been like riding a line where he's been like catty to her and not nice to her, but in a playful-ish manner. This episode, I was like, whoa, not only are we like, again, if you get called into HR and you get asked questions about a friend, it doesn't matter what they've actually done. You're covering their ass. That's your job. You cover their ass.
Yeah.
He is like, she pays me. She lets me like suck blood from her victims sometimes. Like, he says, her work is declining. She can't keep a man. Like, she's all sad about everything. Well, Spike, what are you doing? Like, you're talking to the enemy. Like, you're basically going to the cops and being like, arrest her for her crimes.
He doesn't give a shit because why? Like, what's the stakes for him? He's just in it for the lulz.
Well, that's the point though, is he does give a shit. Like, he has a big crush on her. Like, why is he trying to get her fired? Like, this is horrible.
Well, why does he want to have somebody that he might have a crush on her, but like, she's still the Slayer. Like, she still sets off to murder everybody that's like, his kind, and she's essentially
Sure, but he's always
stopping
been
him.
like a lone wolf guy. Like, he doesn't care. He's helped her kill other vampires. Like, it doesn't bother him at all unless it's someone he like Drew Lulu or someone like he knows and loves. Like, it's just the part that I did find very funny was the watcher that's like, oh, I did my thesis on him.
That this slutty ass bitch, she's like obsessed. I'm actually so like I am kind of cosplaying as her today because I realized that I had all the elements of her outfit. The black turtleneck, the like, rectangular glasses, the houndstooth coat. So I had like all of her outfits. So I guess it's Halloween again. So I was like, oh, I gotta like dress up like her because
I wrote my thesis on you.
yeah, she was throwing her whole ass pussy at him. Like, come on. What a little whore.
She wants to be bit by him for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, that was a funny element where he like was like, oh, you've heard about me, which I'm sure he loved. I thought like I don't know. I felt like the scenes were like all of this interview scenes, in my opinion, were really funny. I think that it was really funny seeing how, because like also when you're getting interviewed, sometimes you do like put your foot in your mouth, like you get nervous, you say stuff that you're not supposed to. To be honest with you, like I don't really think that these interviews mean much. I mean, they ultimately didn't mean much of anything, but
they ultimately don't matter. But I do think like I think it's when you hear like, oh, you're going through a formal review of everything, and if they're not satisfied, you're basically not going to get the information you may need that could be make or break in terms of defeating Glory. Of course you're going to be nervous, especially because Buffy can't influence or like necessarily always predict what all the rest of the Scoobies are going to say. Like they could mess up, and then what? Like then it's on her. It's her neck, and it's also Giles's job and his place here in this country. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot on the line for Buffy, so I would be really nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just feel like this is like they're asking questions that they just know the answers to, in my opinion. I feel as though it's more so like they're like calling these people's bluffs. Like, how much are you going to lie to us? Like, how
Mm,
can we work with you? I don't know. I mean, maybe I mean, all the tests are complete bullshit because
yeah.
the initial test with Buffy where it's like, "Oh, we're going to see how well you fight," and they're throwing, Japanese fighting terms at her, which I've never gotten the playbook, the Slayer playbook, but I guarantee you that that wasn't part of the, like, you must know all technical fighting terms in these specific um verbiages. Like,
I'm
I'm
trying to
sure.
remember if like Giles ever did anything like that in the beginning because in the very beginning of the show, like he was very by the book. So if that was something she was supposed to learn, I feel like he would have tried. Obviously, we saw Giles adapt because he saw Buffy. That's not
Yeah,
Buffy's fighting style.
he
Like she
knew.
doesn't fight like a militant fighter. She's much
Mhm.
more, improvisational in her fighting style. So it didn't work for her. But yeah, it very much felt like we're setting you up to fail. We're going to like throw shit at you that we know you don't know. And we saw her fail, right? In the physical fight. Like, yes, she kicked the guy's ass, but then she also accidentally stabbed the dummy, which was like the person she's theoretically supposed to be protecting. So they really are like, I think the worse she does, the more she gets in her head because of how poorly she's performing, because they're setting her up for failure, the worse she then performs later on. And it's only when she kind of realizes that, like, you know what, I actually hold the power, that things get reversed around, you know?
So do you think that the she failed I didn't realize that the dummy that was the person that she was supposed to be protecting. I thought
Yeah.
I didn't like pay attention or remember that because like I read it as like, okay, like we have nothing to call her on or like deduct her from fighting. Like she is like strong. She like broke this guy's ribs. Like, we have nothing to say. So it's like, let's focus on strategy, which we never really, which honestly is Buffy's spot. Like she can punch and kick all day, like she can slay whomever, but her weakest spots are like not jumping into something and coming up with a plan beforehand, which was like kind of like which was Riley's strength, which was, something that they had disagreed with in their fighting
Mhm.
styles as well. So, unfortunately, we never
Yeah.
get to see that because um on her way to her final interview, the glory shit happens, but then she also gets like really ambushed, which this whole thing is this a good time to talk about this because I don't even know, I can't even. So basically she gets
Wait,
ambushed by three guys.
yeah,
They
the
are
Knights of
I'm
Byzantium.
calling them the Knights of Potassium
Sure.
because that's what I heard. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
So they
It's very
come.
out of nowhere and it
Yeah,
feels like a footnote in this episode. I think we could have, and we obviously don't know what the Knights of Potassium mean going forward, but like it felt like we could have gotten Buffy having this kind of realization from the glory stuff. Like I don't think we needed the Knights of Potassium for her to have the
okay.
realization.
So they said, what did they say? Because she was like, "Are you Gory's people?" And they're like, "No, we would never work for those beasts, but they want the key too."
So they attack her. They don't work for glory. They want to destroy the key
Destroy the key.
because they don't want glory to have it.
Okay.
So they want to kill the key and Buffy, and like it doesn't make a ton of sense that like I just don't get why she lets him go.
Well, because he's a human.
She says he says they're the Knights of Byzantium, an ancient order, and now your enemy. And like she asked about Glory, they say no. But if it takes 100 men, we'll send 100 men. If it takes 1,000, we'll send 1,000. Because they want to destroy, the Brotherhood wants to destroy the key, and now that you're protecting it, we want to destroy you too. But legions will follow, and that's when she lets him go and takes his sword.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the point in killing him? He's like, if she kills him, there will be others just like him. He's
Sure,
human.
but I mean, you know, you got to start somewhere, I guess. Like, it's just like if someone's like, literally, I'm gonna try to kill you, then I'm like, okay, bye. Like, see you later.
I don't know. This whole thing was like so. It like just seemed so. It's like, oh, we have another thing to worry about. Like, I love when
Well, that's why
Buffy.
I don't get what,
Yeah,
because it felt like this was supposed to be her having the realization. Like, this is what caused her to have the realization of like, I have the power, other people don't. But that I feel like really more so came from the Glory thing, not
yeah.
from the Knights of Potassium.
It just makes me feel like we're just like throwing another speed bump into everything, which
Yeah,
like,
because there's more people they have to fight.
yeah, to be honest with you, like I mean, I don't know what's going to become of this, but it's like the Glory stuff is so interesting that it's just like I kind of like what Buffy said. It was like, okay, guys, like, can we do this later? By I don't really have time right now.
Yeah, I'm busy.
I just feel like there was like so much other stuff. There was the Glory stuff going on, and then there was like all the Watchers stuff, and then these like rando knights from a billion years ago come, and now I'm like, oh shit, now we have to worry about these guys. Like,
Well, yeah,
it's
it's like it's really strange because it's, oh, we're also against Glory, but because of that, we don't want her to have the key. So rather than trusting you to keep it safe, we're going to kill you and it, even though us fighting you distracts you from your goal of keeping Glory from the key. Like, it really, it's like,
yeah.
okay, boys, get a grip. Like, really, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I also don't have time for this storyline.
No, we have too much other shit we're trying to focus on. Like, we got
Yeah.
Dawn, who's like discovering that she's the key. We got Joyce, who just almost died. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
all the Glory stuff. We got Watcher shit going on. We got too much. We have too much to be focused. And Spike, like all that shit. We don't have time for your potassium bullshit. Okay, like
Yeah.
get away, go away.
It's really crazy. So like if this is going to be like maybe we're on episode 12, obviously Glory is like our big bad. Maybe we need to
Right.
take a little potassium detour.
This is something that I feel like is going to wrap up in like 3 episodes to the end.
Yeah.
They'll wrap up the Potassium Boys, and then
Yeah.
we'll be like back to Glory Town.
Yeah, I feel that because it's just like, okay, like why? I don't know. Maybe they felt like
Buffy needs to spin more plates. Like,
yeah,
seriously, she doesn't have
yeah.
enough on her plate right now.
I feel like they just needed to add more problems, but whatever. So then
Can we talk about the Glory stuff before we talk about like the big speech at the
yeah,
end?
yeah, totally.
Because oh my God, I love her so much.
Me too.
I want to talk about kind of like what we know she's a god now.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about like how she gets her power, or like how she stays alive, right? Like these like gnollish dudes, I don't know what else to call them, these little demon guys,
Yeah.
bring her in a mailman. And we see her do the same thing she did with like the security officer, the episode we met her, where she like literally inserts her hands into his head, and there's a bunch of light, and she quote unquote drinks, and then like that he seems to heal her because she looks like gray, sweaty, very ill, and then this seems to help her. But the thing is, Sarah, he doesn't die as a result of this. He's like zombie-ish. So is she doing this to the psych patients that we met, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Exactly. So obviously, so now we know Glory's a god. How did Glory come into a mortal body onto this earth? I don't know, but she obviously needs to suck energy from people, humans. So I think that what she probably does is go to people that like she thinks like aren't missed, don't matter. So typically she goes towards like these psych patients, sucks their energy, they stay alive until they go crazy, And then they eventually, I forget how like most of these like psych patients die. Like, do they?
Well, they died because that crazy demon came in and
Right,
like,
right. So
yeah.
I think like that's what it was. And then that makes me think like, was there a time where Glory got her hands somehow on Joyce?
Oh, like temporarily
Like,
did a tiny touch, but it wasn't enough. But it happened so suddenly where she
Yeah.
says, you're not real, or you're
I
whatever she had
know.
said to
I don't
Dawn.
know. But you know what I mean? Like, is there?
Could it be like we were saying before when she became mortal, that at that moment it was almost like a nuclear explosion sort of a thing where if you're
Mhm.
in like the radius of it.
Yeah. Yes. So I think that the tumor is connected to all of this. I think. Like, I
I do
think.
too, even though we both agreed it is a medical tumor. It's like a
Yeah.
magical tumor.
Uh-huh. But I think that I think that she like zaps this energy, and then these people go like insane, but they're also have some sort of like clue to what's going on, especially when they see, but that doesn't make sense
Well,
because then like because Glory is literally in front of Dawn and like doesn't have any realization or anything,
no,
but
she doesn't know she's the key because she needs Buffy to tell her who the key is.
yeah.
But I think it's interesting, like the parallels between vampires who suck humans' blood to
Mhm.
continue to exist, right? They're immortal. That's how they continue to exist. And Glory, who seems to like take like almost brain power from people in order to continue to exist.
I think
Like
it's
it's
brain power, but it's also just like like their souls, their
they're like
existence,
essence.
their
Yeah.
essence. Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, she's now feeling better, and these little demon guys, these little gnolls, tell her that the signs of the alignment are moving faster than expected. So she has to use the key even quicker than she thought. And I'm like, what? The signs of the
So
alignment? Just
this
something
kind
about
of
the planets or
yeah,
something?
that's kind of what it makes me think of, like how the planets orbit. It like kind of if like let's bring in astrology. Like
Mm-hmm.
Saturn is in the same place that well, Saturn is in like a place when like you're born, and then like 29 years later goes to the exact same place. So I'm thinking like she needs like some sort of like orbital shift or like some sort of like plates of some sort to align in order for the portal to like open up and go. But didn't we already do this? Like didn't the mayor need to do it at a certain time for him to do his
Right.
shit? I don't
Yeah, but I
remember.
mean, I don't think that's like out of the ordinary for
Yeah.
like, oh, this specific thing only
Mhm.
happens once every however many years, so
Yeah.
it's important that it happens now. Like, I mean, they could do that again, and I don't think that's like repeating
Yeah.
the same
I don't
story, you know?
yeah. So like I think that so it's moving quicker than anticipated.
Right. And I love her saying like, oh, well, if all I have to deal with is Mousy the Vampire Slayer, then I'll be fine.
That's rude.
It was really funny though.
She's
And
so
the line
rude.
of too many demons, not enough retail outlets, I adored. Like this is so
Yeah.
funny.
Glory is upset because there's not enough good shopping in
I mean, yeah. Sunny,
in
she doesn't like
Sunnydale.
Sunnydale. I mean, who does really?
Who would?
But we need to talk
Who
about her relationship with Dr. Ben because she
mm,
sends one of the minions out to try to get information from him on where the Slayer is because she has a feeling that he knows information. Now, Dr. Ben says, "Oh, I don't know any Slayer." And so then the guy mentions Buffy and he's like, "What? Buffy Summers is the Slayer?" And like so this is so interesting to me, like that the fact that I figured Dr. Ben knew who Buffy was trying to get close to her for a reason. Like I'm thinking like there's a reason he's getting close to her. He's like Glory's brother or something like that. This is making me question that only because when the minion guy returns to Glory with the information, like she calls him attractive. Like
mhm.
he says well, he's quite attractive. And Glory says, well, of course he's attractive, but he drives me insane. Usually you wouldn't say that about a sibling.
I don't know. Maybe probably not. My theory
She's saying, of course
is
he's attractive because she's also attractive.
exactly. Yeah. It was that. But also, okay, so it like still a possible sibling, maybe. Or okay, so I'm thinking to the cartoon Hercules. You know how like Zeus has that little bitch boy that has
Phil?
No. I'm talking about Zeus.
Sorry.
Okay. So we're in the clouds, right?
Yes,
We're in the
I'm there.
clouds. And we have like that little bitch boy with the little like wings on his ankles. And he's like, I'm going to do tasks for you. I think he's also a god, but he's like not like a Zeus god.
He's a lesser god.
He's a lesser god. Is it possible that Dr. Ben is like basically that? Like he is a lesser god or like a lesser demigod or something. And he's basically like his job, like his whole life was just to be like Glory's bitch boy.
What if he's a half sibling? So he's only half god. So he doesn't have the full powers that she has. Because I agree with you. It seems like he's like done some cleaning up for her.
Well,
he
said as much. Yeah.
Yeah. And he is saying, he tells the minion to relay to her that he doesn't want to help. But he accidentally does give her information that the Slayer is Buffy. I don't know if then that was like, I don't know how Glory then found out where she lived. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's like, oh, you find out about Joyce being in the hospital and then you find out where Buffy lives, as that's pretty easy to do. But yeah, it's just really interesting. Like Glory is mad at Dr. Ben because he's not going to help. And it seems like she wants to like suck his brains out or whatever the hell she does. But yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. I'm really intrigued by their relationship, by Dr. Ben and Glory's relationship. I do think siblings still makes the attractive comment threw me off, but like, I feel like if we're looking at the parallels, it makes a lot of sense to have Glory and Dr. Ben when you also have like Dawn and Buffy, like the sibling stuff.
The attractive thing was, in my mind, her complimenting herself.
Yeah, of course he's attractive because obviously we share genetics.
Yeah, like I'm the hottest person that's ever existed, even though I'm not a person. But yeah, that's how I read it. But the context of like him possibly being
what if
related?
Okay, to stick on this like Zeus god metaphor thing, now that we know Glory is a god. What if it's like whoever they share a parent, whether mother, father, whatever, they share a parent. What if that parent is like, go help your sister, keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't get into trouble. So he's like, I need to stop her from getting into trouble. She's of course causing fucking trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I think like that would make a lot of sense if that's what it is. And like he's probably like always had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved her showing up at Buffy's house. I thought it was
this
so
scene
fun.
Was so magnetic. It was so good, right? I mean, like her presence is just spectacular. The writers, the creators, like really nailed this character, and the actress, she just does like a phenomenal job with like how she relays, how she says all of her lines. Like she's a scene stealer. Like I can't keep my eyes off of her. She's like beautiful and scary and manic and dangerous. And I just love watching her say anything, but also she says it as though she's like Cher Horowitz. And I'm just like obsessed. It's like she is Cher if Cher was absolutely evil as fuck. And that is so cool. Like if I can think of like my dream villain, like that would be it. Like I love her, and like so quintessential, like late 90s, early 2000s too. Just the cadence of which she speaks. It's just so good. It's just like a total knockout, and like everything that she says and the way that she talks to Buffy, and it's just like, oh my god, this one line that she says, she's like, you can't beat me, and she's like, well, you can't beat me, like, oh no, you can't get me, and you can't. But like, what she say? It was so good, and the way that she said it
Uh,
was so good.
She says a couple different things. So she says, you may be a tiny queen in a vampire world, but to me, you're a bug. You should get down on your knees and worship me.
Yeah.
And she also says, oh, you think it's still neat having Slayer's strength? Oh, big deal, stronger than humans. Who isn't? I could crush the life from you as easy as you'd break a nail.
Yeah, those are two things that stuck out in Buffy's head because she calls back in her like power monologue later on.
Mm-hmm.
But just like the way that she's, and then the part where Dawn comes in, and just like the terror in Buffy's eyes. I mean, like, you got to play a cool Buffy, like, come on. Uh, but but essentially, like, how she interacts with Dawn as well, and she's just like, "What's your name?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it suck, like, when, like, your sister takes stuff that isn't yours, Donnie?" And then she, Dawn does her typical, like, "I know stuff that you don't know." I'm like, "Bah, bah, bah."
Yeah, you're always talking about stuff I'm not supposed to hear. I'm gonna figure it out, Like
Yeah.
it's and of course Buffy is terrified because the last thing she wants is for Dawn to be anywhere near Glory, like because
Mhm.
either Glory could realize she's the key, Glory could hurt her, but Glory immediately, I mean, obviously Glory knows where to poke Buffy, where to threaten her,
Oh,
and
yes,
she
yes,
says like, I'll
yes.
kill her, I'll kill your mom, I'll kill your friends, and I'll make you watch it when I do it. Just give me the key. You either have it or you know where to find it. Obviously, this is a one-time only deal. Next time we meet, something you love dies.
Mhm.
Bloody. You know you can't take me. You know you
Yes.
can't stop
Yeah,
me.
those were, "You can't take me, you can't stop me."
And the
Like,
way she's like sitting in the lazy boy the entire
yeah,
time too, like she's like relaxed
she's
when
just
Buffy
so
goes to grab
cool.
the poker, she like knows already. Like
Yeah,
she really is. Like Buffy has met her match in wits, in banter, like she's a tougher
but she's
fighter.
10 times she's sometimes I gotta be honest with you, like, it's the revelation that Glory is a god and how cool she is. I'm sorry, but, like, maybe we should just end the show now and Glory can win, and I feel like it would be
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
there's like, you're like, we can't fight a god. Like, why are we even trying? Let's just, like, give Glory the key, and then let's just have the Glory show. It's fine, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
we can have the world end. It doesn't really matter.
Glory's the best. I'm kind of on team Glory here.
Yeah,
Like
you
she
know
wants
what?
her key.
She wants her
Just
key. It
give her
was
the key.
hers.
Give her the key. And this
Yeah.
is kind of what triggers Buffy at first to be like, the reason I'm alive is because I know where the key is. So I have something that Glory doesn't. And
Yes.
therefore I also have something the Watchers don't. Like I
Yes.
have more information and I have more power. And so she comes in and she takes her fucking dick out and she whips it around the room and she says, you know what? There isn't going to be a review. I had this big revelation. I have power. They don't. And it bothers them. Glory came into my home and we talked because she needs something from me because I have power over her. And she talks all about like, oh, the reason the Watchers came all the way to California was because they wanted to basically beg them to get her their jobs, right? Like their lives have to have some semblance of meaning, but they can't stop Glory. Like no one can. So they have to work together. And I love her basically being like, you all can go fuck yourselves. You're going to give Giles his job back. You're going to give him salary retroactively back to when he got fired. And when they're trying to speak up, the slut for Spike tries to speak up and says like, but what about the
Mhm.
civilians? She's like, we have two powerful witches and a powerful ex-demon where we get I didn't know Willow was a demon.
So funny. She's so funny. She's such a
Um,
troll,
and
Anya.
then when he's like, what about the boy? The boy has clocked more field time than all of you put together. Um, I loved this. I love her strutting her shit and basically being like, I'm better than all of you. You need me more than I need you. So why don't we fucking work together? You can go back to England. Don't call me, I'll call you unless you have information on Glory. And
Yeah.
it was so I I don't know, I just watched the speech itself twice, and the second time, I couldn't help but be looking at Giles because he looked so proud the
Yeah, he
entire
was so proud.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it was truly a phenomenal scene. Like, this
Yeah.
monologue and is great. I know that I just complimented Glory and that actress on her how she gave those lines. But this is once again like Buffy Summers remembered that she was Buffy Summers, the vampire slayer, the chosen one, like the
Yes.
best of the bunch. And to see Buffy, I think like part of what was lacking from Buffy probably this whole season, or like probably because like there's been like a lot of shit going on in her life. Like she started to lose like her confidence in herself, her self-assurance. Like she's been like doubting herself a lot. She had that conversation with Giles earlier in the episode where she's like, I just don't know if I've been making the right decisions. But I love that she gets this confidence back and like her self-assurance, and she's just like, no, I am the Slayer. I know who I am. That I know that I have the power. I have the upper hand, and everybody needs me. I mean, she says that she doesn't need them, but like she needs her Scoobies. Like she needs her gang.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need watchers or this or the other thing. She doesn't need the bullshit. So it was really great. I loved the monologue. I thought that it was so well done. And it was just like, this was just like a reminder why the character of Buffy is so phenomenal, especially because it's just great. I mean, I think that's also why seeing Glory is a lot of fun, just like a strong woman who exudes confidence and strength. Like I think that's really exciting to see that. And I think that's probably why, last episode we did like rankings and I ranked Buffy lower. And I think it's because like, for 5 seasons, I've been like, Buffy's great. It's like such a great, like, it's so phenomenal to have such a strong female protagonist. It's really valuable. And I think like this season, just because, I mean, we can't all be strong all the time, even Buffy. And between the breakup and the Riley shit and Dawn and her mom, like she wasn't able to find that inner strength, but she took her power back. She took her shit back, and it was just like really great to see. I loved that she like negotiated for Giles. He's like back on the payroll. He's getting retroactively paid. Yes, it would have been great if she also advocated for herself.
And a union. We need a union. We need workers' comp.
I think that she doesn't want to be on the Watcher's payroll. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't want to be owned. So like a part of me feels like she didn't want to negotiate with them for herself, because it's one thing for like Giles to get that shit because we can see that he like wanted it. But I think that she just doesn't want to be owned in any capacity. So if I had to guess, that's why she wasn't like, and I need 150,000 a year in really good health insurance, like the top tier, like the platinum level health insurance, and I want good dental too. I just think that like she doesn't want to be owned or under somebody's payroll. And also like we don't want to get like 1099 like taxes, like you can get really fucked in the ass. So
but she's not getting paid anything right now.
I mean, like why does Buffy need money? Why does she need money
to live? What do you mean?
I've never seen Buffy spend a dime. Have you ever seen her college? I don't know. I mean, who's paying for her college? Joyce probably. I haven't seen Buffy spend any money ever. She doesn't even go shopping anymore.
She doesn't have any money.
No, she's racking up those credit card bills. She was like, charge card? I don't know what a charge card is. And she thinks it's a credit card. And now she's going to have to pay back $300 all at once. It's like, oh no, what's the difference?
For Buffy. So yeah, she works it out. I love getting the Scoobies all sitting up on like the upper, they get like a nice front row view of this entire situation. And then like cheering her on. I just thought it was really lovely. And they finally come to an agreement. Like the Watchers don't have a leg to stand on, so they have to agree to Buffy's demands, basically. And yeah, we have like kind of one more little thing to talk about, and it's basically as a result of everything that happened with Glory and the fact that Glory has now been in their home, and it's not as simple as like, oh, she's a vampire and we can say she's uninvited. No, Glory can just come in anytime she pleases. So Buffy needs to bring Joyce and Dawn to a safe space, and the safe space that she chooses is Spike's crypt.
Yeah.
And this is after they have a huge blow up when Buffy is slaying and Spike comes in and like basically steals her kill. And she goes off on, oh, I never need you, Spike. And he is so mean to her. He's so mean to her. He's basically like, oh, Riley's run off. Buffy says, I don't need a boyfriend to rescue me. And he says, oh, you don't need or can't keep. You keep making notches in the headboard, but eventually they get up out of the bed and they run off, don't they? And then he says, oh, maybe that's your problem. You push them away. Or is it the other? Maybe you cling too much. Maybe your beauty's fading. The stress of slaying, aging you prematurely. Things not as high, not as firm. Like, what the fuck? And then he says, like, oh, maybe you just don't hold their interest. Like, it is, again, there's a difference between like slight cute jabs, like fun flirty jabs, and being like, you can't keep a boyfriend, they all leave you, like none of them love you. Like, woof, it is rough.
So okay, so like you've been like very, very high on like Spike, I think. Like,
yeah, I hated this. I hated this.
Gave you like a little bit of an ick. Because it's
because it felt too
cruel.
Like it felt like I'm gonna twist the knife. Like it didn't feel like, oh, I secretly like you. It felt like I hate you, and these are all the things that you probably think about yourself, and like I'm just going to like pull on your insecurities. It was horrible. Like, listen, luckily it's not gonna matter because now that Dawn and Joyce are living with Spike, and like, I mean, this is how he gets his in, right? Like Dawn and Joyce are now living there. Dawn, she's a stair listener. She is going to find out. She is going to suss out immediately that Spike likes Buffy. So she's going to know. And Joyce and Spike are bonding over passions. So like, what's not to love here?
He's going to be part of the family. Once again, like all this stuff is fine as like a funny haha character, but he's just gonna have to do a lot of work on himself in order for me to get behind this ship, which is okay, because you know what, like I have conquered mountains before with fandoms and beloved ships, and it's okay. It's fine. I had to conquer the Jossie lovers, and that was hard. That was hard. So I can handle the Spuffy gang, because they're relentless, but it's fine. I just, he has a tendency to be cruel, and it was
really cruel.
It's hurt people, right? Like we hear this all the time. This is where it's coming from. He is acting out because he wants her and he can't have her, and it's making him angry. But once again, it's just like, is this something that like it's just going to be toxic? And that's like, and I think Buffy likes it a little bit. Like sometimes our female protagonists really like their toxic men, and you know who I'm thinking about? Veronica Mars. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even get started on that because I get so mad.
I know.
I get so mad.
I know. And even though the entire time, like if Veronica was my friend, I would be like, stay away from that man. You know what I mean? Stay away from that man. But the thing is that sometimes people deserve each other. You know what I mean? So Veronica Mars and Logan deserved each other. And sometimes you just have to accept that. That is my hot take of the day. I guess it's not very much of a hot take.
I just think like I feel like here's the thing. I'm here for the Spike crush. I think it's funny. I do enjoy the like him asking about Buffy to like literally anyone who has any connection to her. I just like, he goes so far where it is like, you are poking at all of her insecurities in such a rude, mean way that like, it's interesting that Buffy then chooses Spike. I mean, listen, she's not going to choose any of the Scoobies, right? It is so easy to be
else,
like, that's the thing. It's easy. Like she's not going to send them to Giles, Anya, any of those people, because number one, they don't actually have Slayer powers. Like they are not strong enough to defend anyone against Glory. Like Buffy isn't even strong enough to handle Glory. So like the only person she knows that is strong enough is Spike.
Well,
But it is
strong
just
enough to maybe like fight off somebody and to
right.
get them into a safe haven, because
But
I don't think that Spike is nearly strong enough to take on Glory.
no, not ultimately, no. But like again, like you said, like fend her off. But the thing is, it's interesting that Buffy trusts him to do this. Like,
Yeah.
because he, for all she knows, unless there's something else, unless she feels, well, the kiss thing, right? I don't know. Like, for all intents and purposes, like he hates her and she threatens, like, if you let them die, I'll kill you. Like, but that's still like a lot of trust to put into somebody. Like,
Yes.
it's just very interesting. Obviously, this is his in. Obviously, this is how things will take off. But it's, I mean, I assume, but it is just very interesting that she chose Spike again. She didn't have a ton of,
No, she didn't have a ton of options. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think in an ideal world, like, maybe she would have sent them off with Riley and then, like, be like, "Riley, like, can you bring them to, like, the underground bunkers, whatever?" Like, but she had no other options. There's no, I mean, Angels, like, she probably would have, like, if Angel was still around and not being a fucking joke in Los Angeles, then I'm
Yeah.
sure she would have trusted Angel, but like, who else can she really turn to? And this is also like in times of need, like you kind of, I don't know, like I do agree with you. I think it's interesting that like this was ultimately the person that she brought the two most important people to
Yeah.
in her life. And I think that I think that he's going to do it justice. Like, I think that outwardly he throws chocolates at a dummy that has her likeness and says cruel things, but like I think that at this rate he would do absolutely anything for her, um, because he has this infatuation with her and there's just something about her that he's like very much drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like she makes him somehow a better person or want to strive to be a better person.
Yeah.
And I think eventually she will make him a better person. But at this moment, just the fact that she exists makes him want to try. Um, so I think that he is going to try. I think that he is going to do his best to protect Joyce and Dawn. Of course, it makes me nervous, but I also think that we're going to get some really funny moments with them in the crypt. I mean, yes, the Joyce and Spike bonding over passions. We've already seen them have multiple interactions, and some sort of like a weird friendship. I mean, isn't that how Joyce initially got, or excuse me, how Spike initially got inside the invite inside the house was through
Yeah.
Joyce?
Yes.
And I think that it'll be funny to see Dawn match Spike's um sassiness. And
Yes.
I think that they
Yeah.
can have some pretty funny interactions as well. So yeah, like I think that those scenes are going to be gold, especially like I maybe like we'll see like Joyce like trying to like sweep the crypt and like redecorate it, and he'd be like, "This is my crypt. I like it the way this is. This like cobweb
Mm-hmm.
here I've had for like 3 years." Like, I don't know, something like that. And I can only imagine with Dawn being absolutely bored and stuck in here. Like, I don't know, is she gonna find like his diary or something like that? That would be so funny. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or like she has a diary, will he find her diary? I don't know. I think it's going to be really funny when like three people are literally stuck in one place. I mean, like how, I mean, I am curious, like what is like Spike going to be going out into the world and like grocery shopping for them? Like they can't drink blood. Like how are they going to do this? Because is it that like now they literally can't go anywhere? Like Joyce can't go to work, and not that she's been going to work, but Dawn can't go to school. Like, there's just stuck in the crypt.
I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Like, I don't know how you keep them locked up for. it really is like there's no time limit on it right now. So I don't know, like, is Spike he can't follow them during the daytime is the thing. Like, if you're trying to have him like follow them around, like he can't do that during the day.
He can under the blanket.
Oh, good God, the blanket.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very interesting. I think this is certainly going to develop that stuff more. I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm definitely putting my money down on Dawn being the one to figure out the Spike crush first. Which I think would be really fun.
She is pretty intuitive.
She's very insightful per
very
Buffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our episode of Buffy. I also watched the episode of Angel, Blood Money. Are you ready to hear about what the fuck happened in this?
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like it'll be a doozy. Yeah.
It was pretty fun, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty fun. So first of all, are you surprised to hear that Wesley and Gunn really like to play the game Risk?
Yeah, I don't even know what the game Risk is.
I'm pretty sure your husband is a big fan of Risk.
I know for a fact we own Risk, actually.
Okay. Yes.
We have a really, really old version of it from his grandfather, but I myself I don't think I've ever played.
Okay. Well, they do play. They play Risk. And Cordy has had enough. Cordy says, "Get out of my apartment. I'm like tired of this." They want to start their own business together. Now that the Angel has fired them, they're planning on starting a whole situation together. The problem is then, so Cordy obviously has a vision and they like slay a demon and they do win. They're terrified, but they do win and they're like all proud of themselves about it. I do have something to show you and I want to warn you. It's very upsetting. It's really upsetting. So I'm going to show you really quick. If you're watching the YouTube version, I'm showing Sarah Cordy's haircut from this episode of Angel, season 2, episode 12, Blood Money.
I just want to quit podcasting. I can't do this anymore. It's just too hard.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
So now she has a bob.
Why?
A straight bob with like some really
Why?
awful side bangs.
It looks like they dyed it lighter too.
Yeah, they did. I tried to get a better picture of it for you, but like truly the show is so dark. Like they don't turn the lights
I don't
on.
understand. Like this girl's supposed to be 20 years old. Why does she look 45? I don't understand what they're doing.
They did bad things to her.
Why? What is
bad
this?
things
Oh
to
my
her.
God.
Yeah, I'm taking it off the screen now because it's just that upsetting.
It really is. It's really upsetting.
So
I can't handle this.
Yeah. So that's what's happening over there. Meanwhile, Angel has been like lightly stalking a woman. Who
what else is new? I gotta save you. Oh my God, I gotta save you. You're in trouble.
Well, no, it's actually not that. It's the opposite this time. So she runs a youth center, like a youth shelter. And he knows via this guy he hired to like take pictures or something that she is in cahoots with Lindsay and that whole Wolfram gang.
Yeah.
So he's like, what the hell's going on? He wants to find out, does she know how bad they are or like what's the situation? And basically the law office is throwing this huge kind of like party for the shelter to raise money. And Angel's like, well, they're gonna take like 95% of it. And she's like, okay, but 5% of a lot of money is still a lot of money. That's
true.
The shelter needs the money. So Angel, then we find this other guy comes in and his name is Boone and he's some demon. And apparently him and Angel have this big like rivalry in terms of like they fought one time and it was like this big deal and it was like this all out brawl and both of them like almost died, but in like a fun way and like a bar fighty, let's go in the ring and punch each other sort of a way.
Yeah.
So he comes in and he acts like he's after Angel. And then they end up working together. They're in cahoots together. So at the gala, Angel basically makes Lindsay and that other lady think that he has them something incriminating on tape. He gives it to Shelter Girl. Shelter Girl goes to put it in the machine. And then what comes on screen is like a bunch of Cordy's like acting application
Her
videos.
reel, yeah.
And her reel, yes. And she has a terrible wig on because they have to hide it's like really bad extensions. And in it, she's drinking milk. She goes, milk.
No.
And then
No.
there's like videos of like Wesley dancing, and it's really,
My
really
God.
funny.
What a clown show.
And so Angel's like, haha, gotcha. Made you think that I had something incriminating on you. While they were distracted, Boone took all the money and left. So then Shelter Girl's like, what the hell, Angel? Like, I'm not going to get any of that money. He's like, well, I don't really care because you know what? It was like tainted anyway. She like smacks him. Then Boone comes in, and Boone and Angel end up in this fight for the money. It's like a rematch basically for all of the money that was taken from the gala, which also some people donated like jewelry too, which I was like, this is so weird.
Well, if they donated jewelry, like it could have been like a silent auction or
no,
something.
It literally was like they're putting it in an envelope and like putting it in a bag. Like it was so strange.
That's weird.
But anyway, so him and Boone fight and Angel wins the money. And so he brings the entirety of the money to Shelter Girl. And I'm going to ask you to guess, what color hair do you think Shelter Girl had?
Blonde.
Obviously.
Yeah.
This man has a problem.
Yeah, he does have a real problem.
Something that you would admonish him for this episode that he does is he originally goes to the shelter under the guise of donating clothes. He donates a bunch of Cordy's clothes. Like,
no.
Yes, he did. He did.
That is evil.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What is wrong with this man?
So he's kind of on a little bit of a streak of like, I'm no nonsense Angel right now.
Maybe he is Angelus because he donated all of her clothes. Nothing worse
sinister,
than stealing Cordy's clothes and donating them without her permission.
So it was like a pretty fun episode, mostly because of the Cordy reels of milk, and watching Wesley and Gunplay Risk. I just thought it was really fun. So anyway, they're talking about redoing their business, and we'll see what they come up with because they have to redo the business cards because it has an angel on it. So anyway, that was Angel. That was the episode of Angel. It wasn't too bad. I thought it was pretty fun.
All right. It just didn't move the plot. It was just like a story of the week.
Yeah, I mean, like Lindsay. Well, then there was one other thing I left out actually.
Yeah. Why are you trying to keep secrets from me?
Sorry. This other like guy who's kind of in charge at Wolfram and Hart, like Lindsay and this lady are like, why can't we kill Angel? He's so annoying. He's always getting in our way. And the guy's like, because the prophecy says he's important. If he's on the other side of the prophecy, even still, he's in the prophecy. So we have to keep him alive. So they're bringing up the prophecy again, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it.
Okay.
So anyway.
Wow. There's a lot of shocking stuff that happens.
The haircut being the number one.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening over here. Like, why? And you know what the thing is that
and it's like 2 bad haircuts in one season. Like it's been like 3 episodes.
The old bad haircut was starting to grow on me because like when it was starting to grow out, I was like, oh, maybe it's not that bad. And then they doubled down.
They chopped more of it off. Yeah.
I just malfunctioned.
Fair enough. It's fair enough. Yeah.
I just malfunctioned.
Okay. Let's talk about some feedback we got. We got 2 emails. First from Sophie. Hi, Sarah and Jess. Here we are already at the halfway point of season 5.
Crazy.
From here until the finale, we're entering what are, in my opinion, the best and strongest consecutive episodes of the series.
Snaps.
Sophie wants to know how we're liking season 5 as a whole right now.
Quite honestly, I think that season 5 is my favorite thus far.
Wow, high praise considering we're only halfway through.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think, okay, maybe this is where I stand, and this probably sounds crazy. Like, but keep in mind that we're 12 episodes in, so we haven't seen the whole season.
Right.
I really loved season 4 because it felt so fresh, because it was like, we're starting college, there's like new things going on. Like, it was so exciting. And I haven't gotten there yet with season 5. However, the potential of Glory is what's like keeping me wanting more.
Glory. Okay. I'll tell you what's working for me with this season. The Dawn twist I thought was incredible. I think the Glory stuff is like really driving the season. I think that her twist of being a god is really incredible. I think that there's been a lot of like emotional scenes. Like I think back to the scene where Buffy was crying outside on the porch about her mom, and she just let like Spike right next to her. That was the first time that I ever got emotional at the show, to my memory. And I think that like also like relating to having like a sick parent is like always something that I'm drawn to. So I think like for all of these reasons, I just think that thus far it's just like a really strong season. Season 4 is great because it was a lot of fun. We had fun. I think like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we like a lot of the times when we podcast, the amount of fun that we have podcasting dictates how well a season or or an episode is ranked. So I think that it's like going to be always like a soft spot for us probably, but yeah, like the twists and the turns that they're taking in this season is really exciting for me.
Yeah, I do think the Dawn stuff is really, really solid, and I'm really enjoying Glory. I just feel like, to Sophie's point, we haven't invested all of our time into the Glory stuff yet. So like I'm waiting to get to that point where it's like, and now we're really focusing on Big Bad. I also will say I really have enjoyed the Spike stuff. Like I think it's just like a fun little twist to have him have such a crush on Buffy.
And one, yes, the Spike episode, he's such a
It was
fucking
so
brat.
good.
Spike,
was so
but
good.
the Spike episode was phenomenal as well.
Yeah. So Sophie also says, just going to keep it short and sweet this time. SMG's hair this season is fire. Totally agree. The
my God.
speech, her hair during the speech was incredible.
Yes. It does not look mousy. I think like it's kind of funny because in my head, like she's like got called mousy or whatever. And she's like, I am not a bug. I am not mousy. My hair is beautiful.
Her hair looks great. Yeah. The Scoobies and Spike were hilarious this episode. Buffy's speech is greatness. The Knights are stupid and annoying. They're the worst part of the season, and everybody hates them. Like, I would really be interested to know if somebody out there actually likes them. Bezos, Sophie. P.S. While I appreciate and admire Sarah's convictions and her obviously wrong opinions, LOL, JK, second? Really? For Riley's ranking as well.
Okay. Well, okay. So I know. So I really do. And I think that, okay. So the thing is that like, if I didn't rank him second in my rankings, it's going to be a lie. Like, right? Like if I ranked other people above him, it's just like, I've been talking and defending Riley for like 2 seasons right by now. So like but honestly, like if we did the rankings this episode, it would probably would be like Anya, Buffy, Riley, Xander. I think my rankings are so malleable. Like I'm everybody knows that I am, the Myers-Briggs. I am very feeling. I lead everything, all of my decisions by feeling, not by thought. Is that right? Thinking? Is that true?
Yeah.
What are you? Are you a feeling or a thinking?
Thinking.
Really? Yeah. I'm very much feeling. So like everything is like very driven by feeling. So that's why like by episode my rankings can change so much.
It was a tough one for Willow to be like, for that to be the episode I was ranking.
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of, we got an email from Joe. Hello, ladies. Your friendly Canadian here, just with a few notes. First, starting with the old, I'm ripping through my Dawson's Creek rewatch with you two and loving it. Almost finished season 5. I actually may try and watch Felicity next with your podcast. Oh, that's so lovely, Joe. Second, and maybe this one is too late, but just heard your character rankings. And Xander is ranked way too high. He's the worst and always the worst. And most of what redeems him comes so much from who he somehow manages to date. Cordy and Anya. How does he get so lucky? That the amazing females he ends up with, he's so bad. I will die on this hill. That is so interesting because literally, I was just looking earlier, and I'm going to have to pull this up. I think it's like Ascended Slayer is their username. Literally said on our YouTube, it's like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're like turning around on Xander. I knew you would. So like, I can't win.
I know. Well, it's very much like there's a lot of people that like, we knew that you would come around on Xander. And then there's like a lot of people that are like, oh no, he's still kind of the worst. I think that it's
He
just
still
like,
sucks sometimes, but like
yeah,
I have to give him
character.
credit, like when he's earned it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ascended X Scion. That's what it is. I
Mm-hmm.
hate to say I told you so. I really don't like to. But when it comes to Jess and Xander, didn't I say he'd grow on you and move up in your rankings? I told you so.
Told you so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
I think like once again, I think that one of the reasons why that conversation that Xander had with Buffy worked so well for you is because as a friend, that's how you would address a friend that's been going through
yeah.
that same situation. It was very much like you are good at being like not blunt, but direct like that. And I think that like he gained respect from you
Yeah.
from that conversation because I think that you saw yourself and maybe I don't know, like would that be how you would want a friend to address you in a
I
similar
would have
situation?
wished, I mean, I would have wished if the one thing I'll point out is like Xander should have like told Riley to talk to Buffy about all this stuff when he did find out originally when Riley told him.
Yeah.
Like I would have appreciated that if Xander was my friend. If I'm Buffy, yeah, I think I would appreciate some like harsh truths from my friends because I don't think that's the point of having friends is that they feel like you can say things that are difficult to hear and that not be the end of your friendship. Like you need to be able to trust. Like I feel the same way about my family, like that they would tell me their honest and true feelings about something and try to be as nice as possible in the delivery, right? Like I don't want you to be a dick to me, but
Mhm.
like if I have to you have to be able to trust that I'm not going to just like ditch you because you told me something I didn't want to hear.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
sometimes that is the job of a friend is to like
Mhm.
I'm going to give you a hard truth and like it's not going to be easy to hear but like I feel like you need to hear it, you know? Like
Yeah.
I would appreciate that in a friend and I think that like again forgetting the part that Xander knew some of this information beforehand, I do think like and the delivery again in some ways. I do think it was like something Buffy needed to hear. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think Xander has grown a lot and I really love his relationship with Anya. And I will never deny the fact that he is buoyed a lot by his relationships.
Oh,
Like,
always, and we've
yeah,
said so as well. Like,
yeah,
we especially said so when he was dating Cordelia.
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
We were
So
like, "Oh, he's getting, like, points from Cordelia." It's like,
yeah,
she is lifting
I was
up.
a big Zordy shipper. Yeah.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Yeah, now I'm a
absolutely.
big lasagna fan, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last, I think you guys are a bit too hard on the show Angel. Yes, he's boring, but stop putting your focus on Angel himself. He can be fun when he is like now a bit bad. I totally agree with this. But most of his stuff is a bit to him rescuing or redeeming or redemption stuff. But the amazing part of the show is the character arcs. Look at where Wesley is now. Could you have imagined him during the Buffy growing into the during Buffy growing into the character he is now? Or our beloved Cordy. They both still have so much more to grow, and that's always been what I loved about the show, watching the secondary characters' growth. Just my thoughts. Either way, enjoying your takes. So I think that's been most people's advice. I know friend of the podcast, Tom Palmer, has also said like Angel's the worst character on Angel. Like the side characters are the much better characters, and I would definitely agree with that. It's just hard when obviously so much of the story revolves around Angel. It would be like saying if you don't like Buffy, that's okay. You could still like Willow and Xander and everybody else. It's like, okay, but it's still the main character. I did like Angel this episode. Like, I think that when he is rough around the edges, he's far more intriguing than when he has this like savior complex, which
Mhm.
he'll always have. But, you know,
Yeah. I mean, for me, I feel like the most excited I'm going to be for Angel are the crossover episodes where
yeah.
these stories directly affect each other. Just because obviously I'm a Buffy fan, but also because it so much reminds me of like ABC. Was it ABC Family or no, it wasn't ABC Family.
What are you talking about?
The the WB crossover
Oh, yeah,
things?
WB. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or Thank Goodness It's Friday, TGIF.
TGI Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. It like feels very much like that. And that has a very like nostalgic feeling for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I just think that I also, I don't know, sometimes life affects like outside life affects your opinion with inside. And sometimes you feel like you don't have time to care about a 700-year-old vampire that's a little broody and moody, you know?
Fair. Yeah.
You know, I can't right now. You know, just like how like Buffy said to the Knights of Potassium, like we
Yeah,
can't
I'm too fucking busy with other shit,
can we
man.
just not do this right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Angel. Can we just like not do this right now?
Yeah.
But I have to. At some
Yeah.
point.
Well, eventually. Yeah, when we get the more crossovers. Which isn't next week. Next week, the Buffy episode, season 5, episode 13, Blood Ties. I don't know what that's about. And
Blood.
season 2, episode 13 of Angel, Happy Anniversary, which I will be watching, but you don't have to.
But
'cause
whose
it is not-
anniversary?
Oh, we'll find out.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably some like moody like anniversry for Angel. Like it's
Oh
the,
my
the
God, can you
anniversary of him getting
imagine?
changed into a vampire. or something. I bet it
Oh.
is. I bet it
Can
is.
you imagine?
I'm gonna have to see it myself. So
That's so funny.
that will be for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, anything else you want to talk about, Sarah? before we
No, but I
skedaddle?
heard that you have some news.
I do, yes. So if you listen to Talkin' Shit, my other podcast with my friend Stuart, where we talk about Schitt's Creek, that just recently wrapped up. And we decided to take on a new venture called You Had Me at Podcast, where we are going through the decades and talking about different rom-coms. So we're starting with the 80s and we each kind of get a pick. And we talk about like whether they're good, they're bad, like what the best like big romantic moments are, how problematic they are, how many red flags we're noticing with all of these people. So go check it out. We just revamped the Talkin' Shit podcast feed. So if you're already subscribed to us there, you don't have to do anything new. But yeah, that kicks off tomorrow as this comes out on Thursday. It will be out on Friday.
So
yeah.
you have already recorded your first episode.
Not yet. We are recording it. Yeah, we haven't recorded the first episode yet, but we are talking about Say Anything with John Cusack.
Oh, yes. The boombox.
The boombox over the head. I
Yeah.
had to pick a classic. It was my pick for the first 80s movie, and I had to pick a classic. That is like an iconic moment in rom-com lore. So
Yeah. So you're saying that you were inspired by rom-com Feb.
obviously, I love rom-com Feb, especially the name.
And why could we not name the podcast Rom-Com Feb when it has so much?
It's
so many
not
legs.
February.
It has so many legs.
So many legs.
Yeah, it's a beloved name.
Obviously, we'd have to pay you royalties. That's why we didn't use it. Obviously.
I can't possibly take full credit for Rom-Com Feb.
Rom-com Feb.
Nobody else would claim it.
Oh
but
my God.
yeah.
So go check that out. It's gonna be a ton of fun, and we have some fun graphics and stuff to go along with it. So that'll be later this week. So check it out. And in the meantime, you can keep listening to us. We'll be back next week with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And until then, here endeth the lesson.
Just ask. Shit 90 shows taught me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.